Have you ever felt trapped in the same routine, day after day, as if something were missing? What if I told you that the change you've been waiting for could begin today with a single decision? Tony Robbins, one of the world's foremost experts on personal development, states, "It is in moments of decision that your destiny is shaped." But where do you even begin? And why do so many people fail in their attempts to change? Stay with me, because all of this will be revealed now. Welcome to the channel. Here you'll find inspiration and practical tools to truly transform your life. I'm your guide on this journey, and today we will take the first step together towards a new reality. Comment now. I decide to change my life to show that you are committed to this transformation. Changing your life seems like a distant dream for many people. The truth is that most are simply waiting for something external to happen, a magical opportunity, a new year, someone who comes along with the perfect solution. But Tony Robbins, renowned worldwide for transforming lives through his lectures and trainings, teaches a powerful truth. Change begins when you decide. Not when you have all the resources, not when everything is perfect, but at the exact moment you make a true, firm, and emotionally charged decision. Think about it. How many times have you said you wanted to change? Stop procrastinating, start a new habit, leave a toxic relationship, invest in an old dream, and nothing changed. You know why? Because you haven't truly decided. Decision is not desire. Decision is action. And Tony reinforces, if you want to change, change now. A study conducted by the University of Scranton showed that only 8% of people managed to fulfill their New Year's resolutions. This reveals that the problem isn't with the plans themselves, but with the lack of genuine commitment to the decision. Tony Robbins calls this making a decision with intensity. It's when you burn bridges, eliminate plan B, and commit body and soul to what you want to change. Without this emotional energy, you'll return to square one at the first obstacle. And here's a crucial point. Why can't most people make transformative decisions? Because deciding truly demands responsibility. When you decide, you stop blaming others, circumstances, the past. You take control, and that's scary. But it also liberates. Tony asserts that life transforms the moment you make a resolute and unwavering decision. Let's consider a practical illustration. Envision someone yearning to leave a job they loathe. They daily lament, feel despondent, and recognize they are not fulfilling their potential. Yet they remain in that position for years. Why? Because they haven't made a firm decision. They are anticipating security, guarantees, a perfect moment. However, a perfect moment is an illusion. The decision precedes progress. In this video, we will collaboratively explore how to take that initial step with confidence, clarity, and, most importantly, emotional fortitude. You will uncover the three fundamental pillars Tony Robbins elucidates for cultivating lasting change and learn how to apply them immediately in a straightforward and practical manner. Prepare yourself. This could be the genesis of the transformation you've long sought. Tony Robbins posits that genuine transformation commences when one aligns with three fundamental pillars. These pillars are simple yet potent, capable of dramatically altering life's trajectory when implemented consistently. The first pillar is absolute clarity regarding one's desires. Have you ever attempted to change something without certainty about what you truly yearned for? It's akin to navigating without a map. The initial step towards any lasting change is definitively knowing what you want and why it holds significance for you. Robbins asserts that clarity equates to power. The more defined your objective, the greater the energy and focus you can channel toward it. Simply stating, "I want to change my life," is insufficient. What precisely do you wish to change? More financial freedom? A healthier lifestyle? A more authentic relationship? Discovering your purpose? Articulate it. Make it tangible. Give it a name. And most importantly, attach a powerful emotional rationale. Emotions are the fuel for action. When your why is robust, the how will emerge. The second pillar is the immediate creation of novel patterns. Deciding to change is the initial step, but altering behavioral patterns is what sustains that decision. Robbins posits that all human behavior is predicated on patterns, mental, emotional, and physical routines. If you desire different outcomes, you must disrupt old patterns and install new ones. For instance, if you consistently abandon endeavors during the initial challenges, what pattern underlies this behavior? If you habitually state, "I can't," what narrative are you perpetuating to yourself? Change occurs when you break the limiting pattern the instant it arises, and this is achieved through immediate action. Robbins often challenges his live audiences. Do you want change? Then rise now and proclaim what you will do. This physical and emotional rupture creates a novel mental state. A practical tip is to establish a daily ritual that symbolizes your newfound identity. It could be an affirmation, a physical exercise, or a morning routine. The key is to associate this action with your decision to change. The third pillar, perhaps the most profound, involves transforming the narrative you tell yourself. We all live governed by internal narratives. Phrases like, "I've always been this way," "My life will never change," or "I'm not good enough," define our limitations. As long as you believe these stories, you'll remain trapped in the same cycle. Tony Robbins asserts that the only thing preventing you from achieving your desires is the narrative you continuously tell yourself about why you can't. Want to transform your life? Begin by altering your self-perception. Replace stories of limitation with narratives of growth. Tell yourself, "I am capable. My story begins today. Regardless of the past, I choose my future." If you had to live the next 5 years exactly as you live today, would you be content? If the answer is no, then the time to act is now. Do not await another course, another surge of motivation, another new year. Change occurs the moment you decide to no longer accept a mediocre existence. Have you observed how certain individuals can completely overhaul their lives while others remain trapped in the same cycles, even with access to the same information? The answer lies in what Tony Robbins refers to as the primary emotional state. It is futile to have clarity about your aspirations or formulate potent goals if you are imprisoned by states of fear, doubt, or apathy. Robbins teaches that your immediate emotional state directly influences the decisions you make. When you are in a state of empowerment, confident, resolute, brimming with energy, you act courageously. However, in states of fear, you become paralyzed. The good news is that you can shift your emotional state within seconds. According to Tony Robbins, 3 factors govern this. The first is physiology, how you utilize your body: posture, breathing, movement. Move as if you are confident, and your brain will follow suit. The second factor is focus. What are you attending to? Problems or solutions? Fears or possibilities? And the third is language. The words you choose shape your reality. Saying "this is difficult" or "this is an exciting challenge" makes all the difference. Experiment right now. Straighten your posture, take a deep breath, smile slightly, and say out loud, "I am capable. My change begins today." Did you feel the difference? Another crucial point: the human brain does not seek transformation, it seeks repetition. The brain has an essential function to keep you safe. To achieve this, it favors routine and the familiar, even if it means remaining trapped in an unhappy life. This is why change is so challenging. The brain resists novelty, pain, and uncertainty, but Robbins teaches that repetition creates neural association. When you repeat a new action, thought, or behavior day after day, you begin to ingrain that pattern into your brain. This is how a new identity takes root. Want to change your life? Create a daily ritual of transformation. Wake up with gratitude. Visualize your goals with intensity. Repeat positive affirmations with conviction. Do something that pushes you outside your comfort zone every day. These small, repeated gestures reprogram your brain to accept the new reality you are building. There's another crucial factor that few people consider: environment. Have you heard the saying, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with"? Tony Robbins asserts that environment is one of the most powerful forces for either sustaining or undermining transformation. This isn't just about physical locations, but primarily the people, influences, and stimuli you allow into your sphere. Are the individuals you follow on social media propelling you forward or distracting you? Do the conversations you engage in uplift you or drain you? Do you surround yourself with people who challenge you to grow or keep you stagnant? If you want to transform your life, you need to cultivate an environment that supports your new identity. This might involve joining growth communities, altering your content consumption habits, and even limiting contact with individuals who tether you to your old self. If your life continues as it is today for the next 5 years, will you be living the life you truly desire? If the answer is no, then you already have the answer. It's time to take action. It's time to solidify everything you've learned so far. If you've been paying close attention, you've grasped that true change doesn't hinge on luck, talent, or perfect circumstances. It begins with a decision, a resolute, passionate, courageous decision. You've seen that the decision precedes transformation. Clarity, new patterns, and the narrative you tell yourself form the bedrock of any lasting change. And more than that, you've learned that your emotional state and the environment around you are fundamental pillars in sustaining this new path. Let's recap. First, the decision. Nothing changes until you decide. It doesn't matter what you know or how much you desire something. Without action, without commitment, life remains the same. Tony Robbins says that a true decision is measured by action, and if there's no action, it means you haven't truly decided. Second, the 3 pillars: clarity, patterns, and story. You need to know what you want with depth, eliminate behaviors that sabotage you, and change how you perceive yourself. This creates a new emotional and mental foundation to support your next steps. Third, emotional state control. Your body, your focus, and your words directly influence your capacity to act. You don't need to wait to be motivated to act. You act, and motivation arises as a consequence of that action. Fourth, the environment. You need to protect your energy and surround yourself with people, content, and places that reinforce the identity you're building. This doesn't mean abandoning everything, but making conscious choices about what draws you closer to or further from your transformation. And finally, the most crucial question: if your life continues exactly as it is, will you be fulfilled? If the answer is no, then you already know what you need to do. The decision is yours, and it can be made now. Life changes when you change. It all begins when you stop accepting what diminishes you and choose to live with purpose, courage, and authenticity. This is today's proposition, and if you've reached this point, it's because you're ready for this new chapter. Comment now: I've reached the end. I'm persistent. I will conquer. This will reinforce your commitment to this change and inspire others who are walking the same path. If this content has touched you in any way, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Like, subscribe, and continue to follow this journey. Remember, transformation is a continuous process, and you have already taken the first step. You are not bound by your past. You are constructing your future from the choices you make now. And now you have chosen to change.